No machines here.
All right, well, apparently my computer is playing tricks on me today. So welcome everybody to today's episode of the Innovations in Agriculture. And today I'm going to answer some of the most common questions I've been getting over the last couple of weeks. It's been a crazy busy week. In fact, as you probably can see, I've been kicked out of my office, kicked out of my normal streaming location because we have the inventor's wife, who the inventor of our amazing technology here, has been here all week with us and helping us, coordinating with us, etc. Because the technology itself is producing such amazing results around the world that she wanted to just coordinate with us. Basically, we've been too busy to go over to Italy. She's decided to take it upon herself to come here, and we've been happy to have her. And in earlier this week, again, if you haven't seen it, we launched our special for the International Farmers Day. I'm going to try this once again just to see if I can get this rolling, because we wanted to make a tribute to our farmers and say thank you for all the hard work that you guys are doing, to say thank you for growing our food for us and doing everything you can to make sure that we have food on the table. So I wanted to play this one more time for this week in honor again of National Farmers Day, and then kind of go into answering some of the most common questions we get. So let's take a look here and see if we can play this today. Try it one more time. For some reason. There we go. Try that.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise.
All right. Well, it looks like it's not going to work for us, unfortunately. It's very sad. We wanted to play the tape that we had from earlier in the year. And just so you guys know, Paul Harvey was a radio broadcaster of fame here in the United States. He had an amazing career as a radio broadcaster, and he had an address to one of the agrarian universities back in 1979. And his poem was "And God Made a Farmer." So it's essentially all the different things that when God needed somebody to take care of his planned paradise, he created a farmer to take care of it. And it's a very moving speech, and we played it before, and we wanted to play it again. I'm going to have it on our YouTube channel, so if you see this broadcast and want to take a look at that, please by all means go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, the technical difficulties here are not letting me play that video for you right now, but definitely go check us out. The Wednesday show a few days ago, and the God Created Farmer. It's a really, really good speech, and it's a nice little video we put together in honor of all of our farmers. So please check that out when you get a chance. And for today's episode, again, I just wanted to answer some of the common questions. So if you guys have questions about the Kiminasi crop booster, you have questions about the Harvest Harmonics. I've even had questions about my bald head, and that's totally fine too. Whatever pressing questions you have about this technology, please go ahead and answer them. And while you guys are doing that and typing those questions in the chat, I'm going to answer some questions we've been getting over the last 6 or 7 days and allow people to get answers to that. One question that I got today actually from somebody who's purchasing our device for India, he asked me, is it okay to drink this water? Is it safe to drink the water? And again, that question really stems from the fact that the method of agriculture is so ingrained with chemistry and chemicals and fertilizers and things that you inject or put into the water or put into the soil that it's a common question we get, and that is it okay to drink this water? And the answer is yes, it is. Okay, our system is a signaling system. You have to think of it almost like a radio wave or a speaker or something of that nature. In this case, we're using quantum waves, meaning they're very, very tiny waves. They're very small. and they're programmed at very specific frequencies, but they are essentially an electromagnetic wave. And so just like you have a cell phone, you can talk on the cell phone, you have electromagnetic waves going back and forth through your cell phone. You can hold it over your head and you're not going to have any negative effects. I mean, of course, 5G and all that stuff, you may have some of that situation, but I'm going to leave that argument alone for now. But in answer to your question is, yeah, just like you wouldn't having a radio, nearby you and a playing very quiet tunes or quiet frequency signals, that's not going to affect you in a negative way. So in the same way, our system is not going to negatively impact you. So you can drink the water, you can feed the water to your pets. It's not going to have any effect on them. It's not going to have a positive effect or a negative effect because they are not programmed according to human physiology or even animal physiology. So because they're different frequency patterns and different biological systems, the laws of harmonics that actually allow our signals to boost and stimulate plant physiology are not going to have a negative effect on human physiology or other types of organisms. So good question, but no, our system will not hurt you or animals. You're not going to grow a tree out of your chest. You're not going to have any kind of adverse effects to your physiology because it's a completely different type of system. Let's see here, what do we got here? Do you have a program to help farmers in Florida after Ian? Very good question, Isa. Thank you so much. Yes, we do have a program. Hurricane Ian, for those of you guys who didn't know, came through here about a week and a half ago. It shut down power for us here for a couple of days. It did actually impact several farmers a little bit south of us. In fact, I think there's about 4 million acres that got demolished by this hurricane. And so we have a very special program to assist those farmers that were impacted. And the first of things we're going to do is give a 20% discount on our crop booster technology across the board. And then we have a deposit that the farmer would pay, and then we allow that farmer to pay throughout the next 12 months. So we spread that payments out to allow them to utilize our crop booster, get the benefits of our system, hopefully get a nice crop in for the next year and a good yield in, and then they can take care of the balance of that just with the profits they make with our crop booster. So we do have a special program for that. And if you guys are farmers here in Florida that have been impacted by Hurricane Ian and you want to take advantage of that, please give us a call. The number is here, 727-324-6750. We'd love to work with you. We'll just work out the details with you and make sure we take care of you. Next question is, the poem by Paul Harvey, God Made a Farmer. Thank you so much. I have a team here that takes care of me, backs me up when I have trouble like that. So appreciate that, Isa. And thank you for that. So you can check out the link in the comments in this video, and you'll be able to see that full video, hopefully without technical difficulties. Next question I get is, what benefit do I have if my irrigation is by drip and falls to a substrate? Frequency is canceled. It needs to be a hydroponic crop. Or okay, good. Whether root is in the water. Okay, good. Good question, Halen. I'm gonna try to answer that question. So, the system itself, our crop booster system, is designed to work in soil. So if you have a soil-based system, whether it's out in the field or in the greenhouse, our system will work 100% of the time and will produce amazing results. Before we were seeing 20, 30%. Now we're seeing more like 50 to 70% increase in yields. Big differences there. So huge differences. So if you have a soil-based operation, of course, we can help you. For the hydroponic guys, our system is still being tested, quite honestly. We know that our system will guarantee to work and improve photosynthesis in plants in terms of lacking that soil and that microbial activity in soil. There is a component of our technology that would not apply to hydroponic systems. And so if you have a hydroponic system, what we recommend is getting a small device, one of our garden systems or one of our smaller units, just test it out on a section of your hydroponic operation, and then you'll be able to see those differentials. So if you see the differentials and it's positive with your setup, then of course you can order for the rest of the farm, and away you go. If for some reason you don't see any positive results, or you don't see the same types of results that we're seeing with soil-based growers, then it might be something to do with your fertilizer mix or something that's in the water that's actually preventing our signals from helping the plants. So that's about the best answer I can give on that question. So thank you for the question. That's a good question. And the next question that I wanted to kind of address, which is insects. So how is your system affecting insects? in improving insect resistance. And then also the corollary, the parallel question we get is, will this technology harm pollinators? And so I'm going to address the first question first. Our system does not directly influence insects. It does not affect them positively, negatively, or otherwise. What our system does is improve and enhance photosynthesis efficiency in plants and soil health in the soil. And so when you accomplish that, when you improve photosynthesis in your plants, what you see as a result is the natural defense mechanisms of plants, the natural immunity systems of plants are enhanced. So that means that the plants are going to be more resilient and more resistant to insects that damage the plant. It's going to be more resilient to fungal attacks. It's going to be more resilient to bacterial and viral attacks. And it's going to keep the plant healthier because the plant will have more energy to divert to those different biological systems that protect the plant against predatory insects. That being said, again, our signals do not directly affect insects. So the pollinators, the positive insects, the insects you want in the soil or the insects you want, pollinating your crops are not affected in any way. So there's no real danger to bee populations or wasp populations or any pollinator populations. We've done this on hundreds or even probably over 1,000 farms now. We've not noticed any negative effects on any pollinator populations. So there's no real problem with that. Next question, do I need a crop booster for each crop that I have on my farm? You don't need necessarily a different system for each crop unless you're running a side-by-side trial. Obviously, if you want to run a side-by-side trial to see whether your system works or not and the differences that you're going to get with our system versus without, of course, you'd want to have a system for each crop. But if you have a field, let's say that's 10 acres or 20 acres, and you have multiple crops in that same field, our system is going to enhance all of the crops that are being treated with that water. So, you might have tomatoes and squash and bell peppers and everything all in the same field. And our system is going to benefit all of those plants because, again, our system improves photosynthesis efficiency. So any photosynthetic plant is going to benefit from this technology. So you don't have to have separate fields and have separate systems. Now, the way our system works is 1 unit per field where you have to pump and where the water is going. So 1 unit per field. That may be one crop or maybe more crops, and there's no real problem having multiple crops. The next question I get quite often is, how is your system? Well, it's not really even a question, it's more of a comment. And I guess it's kind of like what other products are out there that would be comparable to this. And there really isn't any. That's the thing. This technology, we are the first to launch this technology. We are the first to really have a commercially viable product that is based upon biophysics. There is a lot of other research avenues in biophysics and bioresonance into plant health, but that research has not necessarily ended up and resulted in a product, especially a product that improves the entire system and biology of the plant as opposed to one small piece or component of that. A lot of times when you look at improving nutrients in the soil and doing a fertility program and adding fertilizer, you're really only influencing a small part of the overall metabolic process of the plant. You're only handling, improving the nutrient availability that's available to the plants. You're not necessarily making those plants more efficient, and that's exactly what our system does. So one of the questions we get quite often is, how is your system able to reduce fertilizer and increase yields at the same time? And the answer is we're making the plants more efficient so they can get more yield and grow faster and stronger with less inputs. So it's just like if we made your metabolism much more efficient, you'd be able to get a lot more energy out of a fewer amount of calories. It's the same kind of system. And that's really all I see here as far as questions, guys. Again, we are running a very special promotion all month long, all month of October for our Farmers Day special. And that's 15% off any order. So whatever you decide to order, if you want to run a small trial on a few acres, we can take 15% off of that. If you want to really maximize your profitability and get the most bang for your buck, now is a great time to take advantage of that. And you might want to cover 50 or 100, 200 acres with this. Again, it's 15% off any order. Again, for the Hurricane Ian survivors, the guys that were hit and impacted by Hurricane Ian, we have a special program where we give you a bigger discount and we allow you to pay over time. So we definitely want to help you. So give us a call, send us an email, or go to our website at harvestharmonics.com, and let's work together to make your farm part of the future of farming today. Have a great day, guys. We'll